You come to an arched doorway set in the right-hand wall of the tunnel. The heavy stone door is closed, but there is an iron latch and a round handle.
Hello, Monsters About here, and welcome back to Deathtrap Dungeon, the interactive video adventure. Now, last time we reached the end of the dungeon. Unfortunately, we didn't have the gems we need. We need 3 gems. We need an emerald, a diamond, and I believe a sapphire. So, we know the emerald comes from here. So we've hopped back to this location over here, because this is kind of the first... I feel like this is probably the right direction to go the first time. So we've got the emerald here. So I think we need to sort of like explore some of this area, try and find out where we've missed the other gems. So we're going to go and try the door.
Lifting the latch and pushing the heavy stone door open, you find yourself in a large cabin. The light is dim and murky.
Okay, I can't remember what's it. Oh, this thing. Right, okay, yeah. Did we need the dagger? Okay, yeah, we will reach for the dagger.
Taking a deep...
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. We'll be lucky because reasons.
The giant
so this
fly
is the fly.
swoops down again to try to...
Yeah. Okay, well, attack the giant... I mean, killing the giant fly should not be particularly difficult.
The creature flies. With your victory, you wipe the vile yellow slime from the blade of your sword.
It's a fucking fly.
And walk quickly to the door, back to the tunnel.
Yeah.
And head.
Right, we've got the dagger,
tunnel
just in case
ends
we need
shortly at a junction.
Okay.
Looking left and right,
yeah,
you see a narrow passage disappearing into the dim distance.
Right. So, right is... Is that where we meet the barbarian? No. That's further on. We meet the barbarian like... who knows? Right, we want to go west.
Ahead, you hear the sound of rocks being ground and crushed. The noise grows louder, and suddenly you realize that the wall on your right is starting to collapse. Terrified, you watch as a large, hideous, worm-like creature with a gaping mouth and powerful mandibles slithers through a hole in the wall.
Ugh.
Its great jaws continue to crunch the rock as it turns its head slowly from side to side, feeling the cool air in the tunnel. It appears to be totally blind, but seems to know of your presence, perhaps sensing the heat of your body. It starts to slither towards you with its mandibles wide apart to attack.
Oh, good. Obviously, we're going to fight the rock grub.
You draw your sword and advance slowly towards the huge, slimy rock grub.
Okay, I mean, again, this is not going to be particularly tricky, so we just murder it, assuming we don't roll like a complete tit.
You thrust your sword, and you clearly damage the creature.
Not a surprise. Obviously, we won't use our luck here, just in case.
Picking up a rock, you manage to smash it into the head of the rock grub.
Or I could just stab it.
It screeches in pain, withdrawing enough for you to ready for another attack.
I've got a fucking sword. I don't know why I'm clubbing it to death with rocks.
The rock grub is strong, but
it's
slow.
Not. It's trash.
You swing your sword, which smashes
trash.
into its pulsating body.
Ugh. Pulsating? Ugh. Don't want anything pulsating near me.
You thrust your sword, and you clearly damage the creature.
That does tend to be what thrusting swords at things does.
Picking up a rock, you manage to smash it into the head of the rock grub.
Sure, I mean...
It screeches in pain, withdrawing enough for you to ready for another attack.
You know, could have just stabbed it, but never mind, whatever. Yeah, that's not a tricky one.
Strong.
No, it's
slow.
not. It's garbage.
You swing your sword, which smashes into its pulsating body.
Ugh.
Pleased with your combat skills, you step round the great bulk of the dead rock grub and peer into the darkness of the borehole it left. You can only see a few meters, but are able to make out that it inclines slightly and is wet from the secreted slime of the rock grub.
Okay. I mean, let's explore the borehole, I guess.
Tapping the side of the borehole with your sword, you tread your way blindly through the sticky slime. You follow its twisting and turning course for what seems an age and begin to wonder where it might lead. Suddenly, you hear a slithering sound up ahead. You freeze with fear, your eyes desperately trying to pierce the pitch-black darkness. Before you realize what is happening, you are gripped round the neck by the powerful mandibles of another rock grub. It is the mate of the rock grub you killed.
Oh dear.
And has been attracted by the smell of blood on your sword. It squeezes harder until your neck snaps like a small twig.
Oh.
Your adventure ends here.
Okay, so we don't want to... Alright, well that was bad. Then I guess we don't want to do that.
Ahead, you hear the sound.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's obviously fight the rock grub. This time we won't
Draw
go and
your sword
find its
and advance
wife
slowly towards the huge, slimy
and
rock
have our necks
grub.
snapped. Okay, let's kill the rock grub again. The only thing I wish it was save after the bat. I guess...
You thrust your sword, and you clearly damage the creature.
Maybe save before and after? It doesn't matter. I mean, to be honest, this fight's so easy, though, that it's, you know, not really...
Picking up a rock, step round the great bulk of the dead
So
rock grub
we took a hit then.
and peer into the darkness
I'll
of the
take that.
borehole it left. You can only see a few meters.
Yeah, we're not going down the borehole. We're going to go west along the tunnel.
After a long walk down the tunnel, you come to a dead end. A large mirror reaching from the ceiling to the floor hangs on the end wall. And in the dim light, you can just about make out your own reflection.
Oh, why does that seem like a bad idea? Take a closer look.
You step up to the mirror and are amused by your distorted reflection. Your head looks as large as a pumpkin, and your face is exceedingly strange.
That is funny.
Suddenly, without warning, a terrible pain pounds through your head.
Oh, good.
And you try to look away from the mirror, but you are unable to. Some evil force is keeping your eyes glued to your own reflection. You grip your head with your hands and realize, with horror, that it is expanding. You can withstand it no longer, and blacking out with pain, you fall unconscious to the floor, never to wake. Your adventure ends.
What the
here.
Eddie! Jesus Christ! Okay. So, that's a fucking dead end then. Jesus. Okay, where's the next... Right, the next point is here, isn't it? So let's go to this save point.
The tunnel continues west for several hundred meters.
Yeah, whatever. Right, right. So this is the bit with the goblins, isn't it? So we'll burst through the trapdoor with our sword drawn.
You throw the trapdoor open and run up the steps into a bright, lantern-lit room.
Yep.
Two goblins are sharpening their short swords on a stone set in the middle of the floor.
The goblins are going to be trash. Let's kill them.
You catch them momentarily off guard, but they quickly recover and both rush forward to attack you. A point of note here.
I know.
Adventurer. Because of the shape of the room, both goblins will have a separate attack on you in each attack round.
We'll fast forward this bit.
Here you're at one of your toughest.
Okay, that was actually a little bit more tricky than, you know, it took a... I rolled like a dick, basically. I know it's all RNG based, but Jesus. Right, we're going to open the cupboards.
The cupboard contains a wooden mallet and 10 iron spikes.
Love me an iron spike.
Which you put in your backpack while wondering which door to open.
Right, we're going to open the north door. North.
The door opens into another tunnel, which rises gently into the distance. After walking uphill for a while, The tunnel levels out, and you soon arrive at a door in the right-hand wall, to which a withered hand is nailed.
I mean, obviously we're going to open the door.
You enter a room in which a man in tattered clothing is standing chained to the wall by his left arm. And you see that his right hand is missing and realize that this must be the one nailed to the door. Pleading for mercy, he cowers back from you as far as his chains will allow.
At least he hasn't lost it, I guess. He knows where it is. Cut him free from his chains? Sure, why not?
You step up to the frightened man and cleave the chain with your sword. He drops to his knees and bows, thanking you over and over again. He tells you that 4 years ago, he entered the trial of champions but failed. He fell down a pit and had to be rescued by a trial master, one of Baron Succumvid's dungeon administrators. He was offered a choice between death or servitude in Deathtrap dungeon as the trial master's minion. Choosing the latter, he worked like a slave until he could stand it no longer and tried to escape. Alas, he was unsuccessful and was captured by the trial master's wandering orc guards. To teach him a lesson, they cut off his hand and condemned him to a year's imprisonment in this cell. You ask him whether he has any information that might be of use to you. He scratches his head. Well, I haven't exactly done very well in here myself, but
Valid.
I do know that you need to collect gems and precious stones if you hope to get out. I don't know why, but there it is.
I do.
Without another word, the ragged prisoner dashes out of the room, turning left into the tunnel. You decide to keep heading north and turn right. There is an open pipe in the right-hand wall, about 1 meter in diameter. It is too dark to see far down it. You shout into it and hear your voice echoing down the iron pipe.
Why the fuck would I do that?
Until eventually the sound fades away.
Okay, where are we? Okay, right, we're there. I mean, okay, so that links up with that. So we've come up just before, so this is a pipe. Well, obviously, we're going to crawl down the pipe.
The pipe is wet and slimy,
Yep.
but you crawl on into the dank darkness, slithering and sliding as you go.
Lovely.
Suddenly your hand touches something hard and square, which feels as if it is made of wood. It rattles as you shake it, and you decide you must be holding a box.
Okay. Press on further down the pipe, taking the box to examine later, or crawl back out the pipe and examine your find. It kind of looks like a dead end, but I guess we can keep crawling. Press on further, just to see what's down there.
In the total darkness, you do not see the pipe's downward turn.
Uh-huh.
You slip and, unable to get a grip on the slimy pipe, slide over the edge. Your screams echo down the pipe as you fall the 50 meters, head first to the bottom.
Oh.
You have failed
Right.
the trial of champions.
Okay, so we don't do that. Okay, let's try this again. This time, obviously, we're not going to keep...
There is...
Yeah. Right. Crawl down the pipe. Find the box. Crawl back up the pipe and examine your find. Yes, let's do that.
Removing the box lid by the light of the tunnel, you find an iron key and a large gem. It is a sapphire.
Perfect.
Placing the items carefully in your backpack, you gain 1 luck point and set off north once again. There is a new branch in the tunnel on your left, and ahead you see 2 bodies lying on the floor. You stop and peer down the new tunnel, but seeing no doors or creatures, you decide against walking down it. With your sword drawn, you walk over to the bodies of the 2 orc guards. At least one of your rivals in the trial of champions must still be ahead of you. A quick search of the bodies produces nothing, apart from a necklace of teeth around the neck of one of the orcs.
Okay, so we're now back at the point where we're going to meet our super best friend Threm, whatever his name is. So we've got the sapphire and we've got an iron key, which I suspect, because the troglodytes are here, aren't they? And we had this door that was locked. Now, my suspicion is that's what the iron key is for, because we couldn't get past that door. We now have the key for it. So I think what we're going to do is assume that we're on the right path this way. We just need a diamond. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep playing, because obviously, although we've got the sapphire, we now need to keep going. Well, I think I did pretty much everything right, apart from not having the iron key and the sapphire, which we now have. So, or do I want to try going... Okay, let's wear the necklace, because we know it's a necklace of strength.
The necklace.
Yeah, it's fine.
The tunnel will soon...
Blah, blah, blah. Right. So, we've met Throm. We can head east. Let's just head east and see what happens.
The eastern tunnel soon comes to a dead end. A piece of paper, brown and cold with age, is pinned to the end wall.
Right. Let's see what the message is.
The paper bears a simple warning, written in dried blood. Beware the trial masters. You replace the paper on its nail and run back down the tunnel to rejoin the barbarian. Running down the tunnel, you soon catch up with the barbarian and tell him that the eastern passage comes to a dead end. He nods his head in silent understanding and sets off towards the west with you at his side.
Okay, so we're friends again.
Although you are slightly uneasy in each other's company, knowing...
Yeah, okay, we get the idea. Right, okay, so... I'm almost certain we need to go with Throm, because that's just... You need to fight him, don't you? So you're bound to come up to this. But so I think this is the right direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the episode here. I'm going to play through until we get to the troglodyte area, because we've now got the sapphire, which is what we need. That will then overwrite all the save points with our sapphire. The fact that we've got the sapphire, that's good. And then if we need to go back, then at least, you know, I won't have to go all the way back to the point where I've got the sapphire to then go forward again. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.